Hi guys, Fireplace here and welcome back to another YouTube video on the channel. And today guys, I'm going to be continuing on my AFL 2022 fixture reaction series. Alright guys, so today we will be doing the Brisbane Lions. We'll be reacting to their fixture. And of course you'll see that I've already done the Crows, so you'll be able to go ahead and check that out. And there's a playlist for all these fixture reactions. If you want to go and watch a certain team, say for example, if you want to watch, like if we're up to North and you want to go back and watch Essendon, you can go ahead and do that because they'll be in a playlist. But today we're doing Brisbane. We're going to be looking at their fixture and seeing how this goes. So what we're going to be doing is just like last episode. We're going to be looking at their fixture, predicting the games, going back, looking at it, and yeah, having some fun. So pretty much just a reaction of the fixture, but today we're going to be doing the Brisbane Lions, so let's hop into it. It's their first game. Their round one game is an absolute blockbuster against Port Adelaide at the Gabba. Now, this one shouldn't be too much of a problem for Brisbane, considering in the past years they've absolutely smashed Port Adelaide up at the Gabba, so I think this is no real problem. I reckon Brisbane should at least win this by 30 points, so I'm going to say that they'll win it by 40 points. Now in round two, they head off to Victoria to face Essendon, 26th of March on the Saturday at 4:05. And I think this shouldn't be too bad for Brisbane. I think Brisbane should get the job done by about 20 points. So a good start to their season. And then round three, they play a prime timer up at the Gabba against North. Now, we haven't really seen North up at the Gabba for a little while now. I mean, from 2020, of course, but like against Brisbane, not really. And they've had some pretty good games up there. Now, this one is not going to be a good game, unfortunately, unless if North manage to somehow turn things around. So I'm going to say Brisbane should be able to get the job done by about 60 points up there. They should be really dominant, really commanding. If they can beat Port by 30 points up there, they definitely should be able to beat North by double that, really. So a 60-point win is definitely in store in that one. Then Friday, April 8th, they go down to GMHBA Stadium and face the Cats. Now, this is where a nightmare was for them. Of course, no holding the ball, which pretty much lost them the game, really. So, yeah, they're going to be going back down to the nightmare place for them, and I think the Cats will get the job done down here. So, Brisbane had a good start, so there you're going 3-0. Now, unfortunately, in round four, that ends. The Cats take probably about a 5, and anywhere from a 2 to 5 point win. So, I'm going to say about a 5-point win for the Cats down at GMHBA. And then Thursday, April 14th, Thursday night, they take the Pies up to the Gabba. Now, of course, last time these two teams had a pretty good encounter on a Thursday night game. Collingwood losing by 1 point. And this year, I think it's going to be a little bit unfortunate up at the Gabba, and for the Pies anyway. And Brisbane will take a nice, probably. I mean, look, I reckon these two clash at the Gabba later in the year, and Brisbane won by about 60, 70, 80 points. So I don't think this is going to be an absolute repeat of that, but I think Brisbane could definitely get the job done by about 50 points. And now Saturday, April 24, 3:40 game up on the Gold Coast against the Gold Coast Suns, and Brisbane, it should be another easy win for them. I reckon they're going to win them by about 70 points. Massive win for the Lions. The Suns, they just don't know how to really go that well. And then it's a 4:10 game here between the Swans and the Lions here at the SCG. Now, I think the Swans should be able to get the job done as well. I reckon the Swans will get the job done by about 20 points, just because I think they'll be so dominant on their home deck, the Sydney Swans. So I think that the Swans will get the job done by about 25 points. Round 8, Brisbane take West Coast up to the Gabba. Now, this could be an absolute disaster, or this could be a really close game for West Coast. Now, I'm going to say it's going to be an absolute disaster, because I think West Coast is just getting worse and worse and worse. So I'm going to say that Brisbane should be able to win this one by about 40 points. Probably at bare minimum would be 30, but I'm going to say 40 points, just because I just don't think the Eagles are really that good anymore. Now, sorry Eagles fans, but yes, you'll still be able to win games, but I just don't think it's against these better teams. And then now they play the Crows at the Adelaide Oval. Now, I would have said this in my last fixture reaction. I don't really think the Crows are a chance. I'm going to say Brisbane by about 45 points, really. Not sure if that's what I said in my last fixture reaction video, but it's about, yeah, I think they're going to win by about 45 points. Now, That was in round 9. Now round 10. Another horrible stadium. Hawthorn versus Brisbane. Utah Stadium. This could be close, or this could be an absolute blowout. Now I'm gonna stick with the close. I'm gonna say Brisbane by about 20 points. Then they bring the Giants up to the Gab, which I'm gonna say Brisbane by about 20 points again. Then they go to Optus Stadium to play Freo. I'm gonna say 30-point win for the Lions. They play the Saints up at the Gabba. Gonna say 25-point win. They play the D's at the MCG. So I'm gonna say they're gonna lose by about 35 points. And then the Gabba for Lions, Bulldogs. A semi-final rematch, pretty much, from what we saw this year. Well, last year, a 1-point win going to the Western Bulldogs. Do I say 1-point win? No, I'm going to say the Western Bulldogs should just get the job done. They've just claw their way. And I reckon it's going to be another really close game. Bulldogs by under 10 points for sure. Now they bring Essendon up to the game, which I'm going to say the Brisbane Lions should win that by about 25 points. Now they go to Monaco over to face the Giants. Now I'm going to have to say they're going to. This could go either way as well. I'm going to say the Lions will just outclass the Giants to win by about 5 points. Brisbane versus Gold Coast up at the Gabba, another 65-point win really. Now they go to the MCG, face the Tigers. I'm going to say the Tigers will win this one by about 15 points. And then they take Carlton up to the Gabba. That's a 40-point win for the Lions. They got such a strong fortune up at the Gabba. St Kilda versus Brisbane at Marvel. I'm going to say Brisbane by about 20 points. And then they take Melbourne up to the Gabba. I just don't think they'll be strong enough up there, so I'm going to say Melbourne by about 20 points. By about 15. So now, going to go back to the start. And we're going to go and see how many wins will they get this year. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 0, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, good start. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wow, that's going to be a real powerhouse team to beat this year, Brisbane. I'm going to say they're going to get 16 wins this year. So that's pretty incredible. That's phenomenal there for Brisbane. And look, like, again, the start of their year, they could go really easily. Like, they should be able to beat Port. And if they beat Port, they definitely will be able to beat Essendon and definitely North Melbourne. So there's pretty much 2 out of the first 3 games are guaranteed wins for Brisbane against Essendon and North. You could go 4-0 if you beat the Cats down at the Gabba, down at GMHBA, which could go either way, which I'm going to count that as a loss. Then you come back, you bounce back, you go 4-1 or 3-2, however you're rolling at the moment, and you'll win against the Pies. And then you'll go take on the Suns. You'll win against the Suns. You'll probably lose against the Swans. You definitely should be able to beat the Eagles and the Crows, no problem. And hopefully the Hawks, Giants, and Dockers should be able to beat the Saints as well up at the Gabba. You'll probably end up losing to the D's and the Dogs. Then you'll win against Essendon and GWS. You should definitely be smashing the Suns. I reckon they'll lose against Richmond. Just a little bit of an interesting tip. They'll win against Carlton. They should win against St Kilda. Then unfortunately they'll finish off their year with a loss though to Brisbane. So I reckon Brisbane, their easiest part of the fixture. Tough question, that one. I'm just going to go back and look at it because I'm going to have to say it's probably going to be their first part because they've got the potential. They've got the potential to go really big, and then it's also this part down here where they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 very winnable games in a row up the top. And then you've got up the, in the middle, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more very winnable games up at the top as well. So you've got 6 winnable games at the top, and you've got the Swans. You've got 6 winnable games after the Swans, and then you've got a couple of tough games against the D's and the Dogs, and then you have a little bit of a 3-game spurt So then 6 and 6 is 12. Then that takes you up to 15. Then you got the Lions. You should be like they do have the potential. They could definitely be a team that gets around 15 to 17 wins this year. This Brisbane team. Now again, injuries can determine all, really. So if they have a bad run of injuries, well then they could be a team that wins, say, 12 games and they could miss out on finals. But if they have a pretty good run, most of these games are winnable for them. They've got quite an easy fixture. They're lucky don't have to play Port twice, don't have to play the Dogs twice. They're lucky that they don't have to play some of these teams twice. They've got to play Melbourne twice. But yeah, there's some interesting games in this fixture for Brisbane. And I reckon they've got it pretty decent. I reckon they should be able to finish somewhere in the top 4 would probably be, with a fixture like this, somewhere in the top 4. If not top 4, definitely top 5 should be a little bit of an expectation for them this year. But yeah, like if they can really kickstart their season winning against Port, Essendon, North, if they could win against the Cats, the Pies, the Suns, and if they could go against the Swans, you could really find yourself on a very good winning streak if you're Brisbane. Because then after the Swans, you've got Eagles, Crows, Hawks. Those are, I mean, look, Fremantle and GWS could be a real mystery bag this year, along with the Saints as well. Melbourne should be the same. Dogs should be the same. Essendon, I can't really see them changing too much. And Richmond could be another real mystery bag this year. But that's going to bring this second fixture reaction game second fixture reaction video to a close. So if you want to go and check out the Crows one, you can go ahead and do that. They'll be in a playlist, and you'll probably be able to see it on the homepage of my YouTube channel, because this shouldn't be uploaded too long after the Adelaide Crows one, maybe a day or so. We'll just have to wait and see. But I do hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, so you guys will never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for watching again. Bye guys, Fire Plays out.